now we have like 2 to 3 classes a day that are like live classes via Zoom. We will have something like ballet or a contemporary class scheduled for each year group. And then we'll have things like Gaga or body conditioning or Pilates. Then we have like all of our lectures as well, which sometimes will be pre-recorded, sometimes they will be live. And yeah, so like your timetable kind of is very open between the morning classes and the afternoon classes that you have, but then it actually is quite quickly like fills up with other tasks and projects and things that you have to do for school.
Our approach in moving the program online has been really to start with the learning outcomes of each of the modules and letting go of any old preconceptions we might have about how students can achieve those learning outcomes. So we wanted to really think imaginatively about what would be appropriate learning opportunities in the current context with these restrictions.
Well, it's been very interesting because at first I really felt like we were going back to the drawing board, in the sense that we all have, I think, as teachers, habits that we fall into and plans that we use over and over again when we have a class, and then suddenly all of this was gone. And so I had to really rethink about all of those, the basic elements, and what is it that I want to work on, or the students to work on. And so rethinking about this, for example, let's say in my class I like working on the use of momentum, how to use weight. And so suddenly I was thinking, okay, how do I keep these principles on the spot? It's a lot of thinking and preparing, but it's been mostly fun, and I think all other teachers have been saying the same thing. We've been enjoying the challenge.
Since I live in a small apartment with my family in Hong Kong, sometimes it gets quite frustrating, the fact that I can't do the movements to my full extent and not able to use my body at the full of its potential. So I think it's been a learning curve, just understanding my surroundings and then learning from, if I've ran too far, or like if I've stubbed my toe on one of the furnitures, then next time I'll be like, okay, let's make sure there's nothing around me, then do the exercise.
One of the key priorities for us was to make sure that all students have equitable access to online learning. So we have students who are living all around the world now in different time zones. So when we are doing synchronous live classes, we wanted to make sure that we have them at different times during the day, so that our students who are based in Asia or America could also tune in and engage with their tutors and peers in a live scenario.
The trickiest part of teaching technique online is that so much of the learning is through feedback. And so how do we give it when we can't see the students as well as we would in a studio? There will always be the moment in class where one of the students will unmute themselves like, "Baptiste, I can't see your feet." And so I have to move because I didn't realize I come slightly off the camera. Of course, now after 2 weeks, teachers are starting to get used to the technology as well as to their new classes. And speaking to teachers yesterday, they were saying that they're starting to feel comfortable enough to give feedback, and they're actually noticing that they can see more than they thought they would, which is very positive. So this is hopefully going to get easier and better. And then the other thing that we are going to start doing from week 4, so in another 2 weeks, is smaller tutorials with groups of 4. So the teacher will spend maybe half an hour with 4 people and do that over 5 days, allowing us to really focus and see them a lot more clearly. But I suppose we're all still discovering, basically. And this is the exciting thing. Like, I mean, obviously teachers are always learners as well, but now we're even more so, because we're all discovering this new world together.
We are still very, very much focused as a school on developing independent artists who have their own creative vision and can develop ideas choreographically. So now with the online learning, There are all sorts of activities that students can do and tailor to what they're interested in. For example, lighting design workshops where students have been creating their own lighting installations using household items and household sort of domestic sources of light. There was sort of one lighting installation in a dishwasher. So I think it's just sort of nice for students to find new ways to express their creativity and their artistic interests.
You don't have to force any enjoyment of something that isn't working for your space or your situation. Voice it and tell the other people in your class and your teachers, because they will understand.
Just keep at it, or just staying motivated and on top of your work, because even though we're still at home, we still get tasks for like composition and design, which are so crucial, the creative part of the studies that we can easily replicate at home, and just maintaining the creative side of the brain working can really boost your studies and boost what we're doing right now at home.
It's not an easy transition, and people will have moments where they will struggle to stay motivated, and that's okay, that's fine, that's normal, but we can just sort of work together to find the way through that.